little bit about Sequester, how that could actually shut down Washington. But yesterday, the White House said, hey, look, we're already shutting down the White House. But it's not because of the snow. It is because of the sequester. They're saying they took about $1 million hit. So what they're going to do is they're going to shut off White House tours. They're going to stop them.
They are pricey. Let's be honest. When you walk through there, I'm thinking when you're doing the self-tour where you wait online and no one talks to you, and then you walk in because your name's on a list, and then you walk around the White House and imagine what these things actually mean in your self-tour. I think to myself, how can we afford this? I mean, come on, this is like the cheapest thing in the world. They say we're better. We're gonna have to say
tickets are free.
Yeah, they're all free. You need a request from a congressman or a congresswoman to get in there, a senator, and then you walk around the White House and that's it. But they want to put in maximum pain, so they're saying, okay, let's cut that off.
It's so childish. I mean, really. And speaking of kids, most of the people who are going to suffer from this are the kids. These are planned school field trips from long ago. Imagine if you're one of these kids now who gets the news. But is this the intention? And I think this is what's so frustrating to so many Americans. You know, somebody alluded to the fact of putting your big boy pants on the other day. Come on. Can we just be adults about this and come together to a table and say, hey, how can we do this more responsibly? Yes, we need to make cuts in this country. But no, instead now we're going to have this back and forth, and you're about to hear, now this is the response from Louis Gohmert, the Republican out of Texas.
None of the funds made available by a division of this act may be used to transport the president to or from a golf course until public tours of the White House resume. That way we will both work together so the president will not be able to take a golf outing that causes 341 more federal officials to be furloughed and lose their job at least temporarily.
Look, the White House was begging, for open season on what they spend money on by saying, okay, we're going to turn off the White House tours. Here's the thing about the White House tours that the White House hasn't mentioned. You know, the people who give the tours, they're volunteers. They don't get paid. So exactly how much money are they going to save? Probably not that much, because as Brian said, and as we've been telling you for the last month, the White House is just trying to scare you, and now that the sequester's kicked in, to make it look as painful as possible.
Well, and this is a high-profile thing, too. You know, this is a high-profile thing that they know will get a lot of attention.
It's the one thing they can control, their own doors.
I don't know. I say it's time to grow up. Are they actually telling people, too, to live through those high expectations that they gave about these really painful cuts? Here's a snippet of an email now that they apparently sent out to at least one of the departments about towing the line.
The animal health, and it's from the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service official, Charles Brown.
Yep. He says, we have gone on record with notification to Congress and whoever else that APHIS would eliminate assistance to producers in 24 states in managing wildlife damage to the aquaculture industry, fishing, unless they provide funding to cover the cost. So it is our opinion that however you manage that reduction, you need to make sure that you are not contradicting what we said the impact would be. That was in an email that Charles Brown sent out. He asked Washington, hey, we think we've got some flexibility here on, moving some of the money around so that the hits don't look so bad. And essentially the word came back from Washington, make sure you are not contradicting what we said the impact would be. In other words, we said it was going to be bad. If you make it look good, you're going to make us look bad.
So we come to the point where now we're going to be ordering people to make the lines of the airports extra long just because?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, this is so ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That was pointed out by Congresswoman Kristi Noem of South Dakota. She told a Republican, Tom Vilsack, said, hey, about this email, she drilled him on it. She said, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make sure you use the sequester in the most disruptive way possible? And he really had no answer. So this is where the only thing you can do is point it out when it's when it's there for a reason. If in 2 weeks you're waiting 3 hours to get on a plane, or if you're inconvenienced in any sort of way, if you find out more thousands have been let out of prison in Arizona and Texas because of sequester, then people are going to say, wow, those bad Republicans, they allowed sequester to take place.
Exactly. Personally, I think Louis Gohmert's bill is hilarious. If the White House is going to say, no, no tours for you, and he says, no golf for you, Mr. President. It's what happens during the suddenly snowy, silly season in Washington, D.C. And just to show you how serious they are, by the way, Joe Biden's house, the Naval Observatory, they've turned off the tours there. So it must be serious.
Wow.